Hi, I'm John. This is my show, An American Scheme, where I'm proving that Diana Ross is Michael Jackson's actual mother. What I'm going to show you here is that the YouTuber people that claim to be Michael Jackson fans or claim to be media, and they think that they're telling honest stories and they think they're saying the truth, that they're wrong. They're fake. They're fake news. They don't know what they're fucking talking about. They don't know how to listen to fucking people's words. They don't know how to analyze things properly. So now, this is MJMedia09 Returns. Now, really quick, it's like, I wouldn't mind talking to these people, but they all block me. And why do they block me? Because they're not interested in the truth. They can't deal with reality when it's presented to them. They just want to keep pushing their fake fucking bullshit so they can get viewers for their channel so that they can say, I'm a YouTuber. I've got a lot of subscribers. I got more subscribers than you. I'm better than you. And it's like, yeah, then why are you afraid to fucking deal with my work? Why are you afraid to talk to me? Why do you always block me? You freaking, because you're losers. You're fake fucking thieving scumbag fucking losers. So look at this video is called, just so you see, it's MJ Media. That's who I'm talking about. Okay, so 1997, Debbie Rowe's friend says Michael Jackson is biological dad to Prince Michael. Okay, so that's what he titled the video, that her friend says Michael is the biological dad to fucking Prince Michael, okay? Now, we're going to listen to what she says. Okay, now, let's listen to what she actually says here.
She's very excited to be able to give Michael something that he's always wanted. It's like a dream come true for both of them.
And despite reports that the baby wasn't conceived naturally, Tanya says,
well, I do know that she was not artificially inseminated.
Okay, so she says, well, I do know that she was not artificially inseminated. Now, that's a direct answer, okay? She was not artificially inseminated, but that does not mean that Michael Jackson's the father. So if she's saying that she knows she was not artificially inseminated, well, then what she's actually saying is that Dr. Klein actually had sex with Debbie Rowe, and that's the father. Like, it's one of those things that Michael might have actually, Debbie Rowe might have been pregnant. It might, see, this is the thing. When you look at it, so I kind of start coming up with scenarios. So what she's saying, though, is that, because Dr. Klein is the father of Prince. And so what she's saying is that Dr. Klein must have actually had sex with Debbie Rowe and got her pregnant because she knows that Debbie Rowe was not artificially inseminated. What it didn't take, it's not test tube baby or whatever. That's what she's saying. So now, when we look at this, it's like, well, I know that Michael did not have sex with Debbie Rowe, so I know that's bullshit. That's bullshit for sure. So if she's saying that Debbie Rowe was not artificially inseminated, she's saying that Dr. Klein actually did have sex with her. Now, if we take it from that scenario, now we start looking at it, because she didn't say that Michael was the father. She said she knew that she was not artificially inseminated. So now maybe Debbie Rowe had gotten pregnant. And that was the whole reason why. It's not that Michael asked Debbie Rowe to marry him so that he could have a baby. Maybe Debbie Rowe was pregnant. And Dr. Klein had told Michael, hey, she's pregnant, and she doesn't really want the baby. Is this maybe something, maybe you'd want to adopt the baby? And then Michael came up with the story, like he's trying to figure it out, because they didn't even get married until she was like 6. She was already far into her pregnancy before they got married. That's reality, the truth. Michael did not marry her, and then she got pregnant. She was already pregnant. So it makes me actually wonder, it's like, well, okay, because here's the other thing, too. It's like a doctor and his secretary, because she's working at the hospital. She's some kind of nurse secretary. She works for Dr. Klein, okay? It's extremely common for, like, people in that environment for them to be having sex. For the girl that works there to want to have sex with the doctor, that's what they do, Women are fucking sluts. If any of you people don't know, women are sluts. Women are fucking extremely sexual, like, see, if you don't know that a woman is a slut, here, let me prove it to you. Now, how easy would it be for a woman to fuck 10 dudes in a night? That'd be pretty fucking easy. She could, and now when I say fuck too, I mean satisfy. You satisfied, a woman could satisfy 10 men in one night. And they could do it every fucking night. And that's like guaranteed. That's what makes them sluts. Okay, but a man, it would be very difficult for a man to use his penis, because you could satisfy 10 women, you know, because you could use your fingers and your mouth, all kinds of different toys and shit. But we're just talking about with your sexual organ and shit, right? A woman can use her sexual organ and satisfy 10 men in a night, you know, and after she's done, she'd be wanting some more if she actually enjoyed it, you know. But a man, for a man to do that, that wouldn't be so fucking easy to do. And that's why men cannot be the kind of sluts of what a woman can be, because they just can't be that. They just can't do it and shit, right? So women are much more fucking slutty fucking beings, creatures than a man is and shit. So she's like, what I'm saying, what I'm trying to explain here is that maybe Dr. Klein had gotten Debbie Rowe pregnant, and then she was like, well, Dr. Klein's like, well, I don't want to be the dad and shit. I don't want to raise the kid, because I don't know about his family, if his relationship, if he's got a family, and I would have to figure all that shit out and shit, you know? But so maybe that's how the opportunity arose itself. It's not that Michael came and was like trying to become, you know, looking for a wife or looking for a woman to have a child with. Maybe that was not how it started at all. Maybe the just simple fact of what it was that Debbie Rowe was fucking Dr. Klein and she got pregnant. And then Dr. Klein looked at Michael and said, hey, you want to adopt this baby? She's willing to give the baby up for adoption, you know? She's willing to give it, and she would be happy to give it to you, Michael. Maybe that's how that whole scenario even starts. That's what I would say from hearing her say that Debbie Rowe is not artificially inseminated. It's like, well, you have to ask the real questions. Well, what does that actually mean? And that's what I'm saying, is that most people don't know how to ask real questions. You don't know how to listen to what she's actually saying. And I'm going to give you an example of something that happened recently in the sports world. This is Aaron Rodgers. Now listen to this. If you don't know, so just listen. Let me just play it for you before I explain. So listen here.
This is what Rodgers said back in August.
Are you vaccinated? Yeah, I've been immunized. Yeah.
Okay, so they asked him a direct question. Are you vaccinated? And he said, yeah. But then he adds on to it and he says, I've been immunized. Okay, so what it turned out is that he was not actually vaccinated. They asked him a direct question and he said yes. But then he added on to it, yes, I've been immunized. So it turns out that he'd done something on his own. But it was not the technicality of being vaccinated. The guy did not ask you if you've taken any kind of medication or done anything as preventative methods from getting the one-niner. He didn't ask you that. He asked you a direct question. Have you been vaccinated? And he says, yeah. And then he adds on, oh, I've been immunized. But he said yeah to the question. So that's what I'm saying. But it was wrong. He lied. He was not vaccinated. Okay, and that was as direct question as you could be. Have you been vaccinated? Yeah. Yeah. He says yeah. He says, oh, I've been immunized and shit. So it's like, okay, well, it sounds like then he was. But what it turns out to be, that no, he was not vaccinated. See what I'm saying? Is like, they'll ask you a direct fucking question. And the guy answered, yeah. So people, like, if it never had come out that he was not, if it had come out that he didn't fake it, if he hadn't lied because he got sick and shit, right? And then he had to admit, oh, no, I didn't actually take the vaccine, right? So if it didn't come out as proof, if somebody was out there trying to tell a story, they'd say, I've got proof that Aaron Rodgers is vaccinated. Look at right here. The guy asked him, are you vaccinated? He said, yes, I've been immunized. Right there. So the people out there, like in the media and stuff, like I was saying with this MJMedia09, he posts on here, because the woman said that she knows that Debbie Rowe was not artificially inseminated, he thinks that gives him the right to come out and say that Michael's the biological dad of Prince, and then what he's also saying is that Michael fucked her. Those are conclusions of which he's drawing from because of her statement. Her statement did not say that Michael fucked her. She did not say that Michael was the fucking biological dad. She didn't say those things. What she said is that she knew that Debbie Rowe was not artificially inseminated. That's what she fucking said. These people can't deal with the realities of hearing what somebody says to what they are creating in their own head imaginations. Now, like I said, I thought Debbie Rowe was artificially inseminated, but I'll take this and say that I don't know, something about her, I believe her, that she says that she was not artificially inseminated. I'll believe that. And so, but what that means is that Dr. Klein fucked her. Dr. Klein fucked Debbie Rowe. And if Dr. Klein was fucking Debbie Rowe and got her pregnant, then what that means for me then is that Michael was probably offered the baby of Debbie Rowe, as Debbie Rowe was already pregnant when the offer came into Michael. It's not that Michael was looking to become married, he wasn't looking to have a kid. It's just the opportunity presented itself and Michael jumped on it. That's what it looks like to me, you know? So that's what I'm saying. I'm more than willing to deal with all the evidence that's out there, and I'm willing to have discussions, but nobody out there is willing to have any real discussions because they just want to hear one stupid thing and say, no, that's it. I don't have to use my brain anymore. That's it. They said this, and this is what it means. And it's like, your conclusions are garbage, and you're garbage because you don't fucking want to use your brain.